I give it all praise unto Yahweh Shai, Bashim Kudash, double honors unto the apostles of Great Millstone, and honors your brothers that be pushing this truth in sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. Above our body are coming out here to give you this truth with the grace and mercy of Yahweh Shai, Bashim Kudash. So this is going to be a quick video going into the MOTB system and them preparing, the elite banking families that is, preparing to take this thing to the next stage. And like the elders have always said, and different brothers have said in the past, these elites create solutions for problems that they've created. And the next problem that you're going to see throughout the four corners of the earth is the crashing of the financial system. So the financial institutions that you have throughout the four corners of the earth, they've been set up to falter and break. And there's a plethora of different methods that they're going to use and employ in order to do that, one of which is the housing market. And we can see that very same thing happening out here within the UK with the ever-increasing interest rates. And as a result, people not being able to afford their mortgages and therefore defaulting on their mortgage payments. Now, what do we see here within the UK as it pertains onto the housing market and the mortgage payments? Well, you had legislation passed in early 2000 or late 2022, early 2023, basically saying the taxpayer is going to foot the bill for the possibility of what's known as defaults. Okay, and that's not help. That's a setup. That's a setup towards the MOTB. You got to remember what the scripture says. He causeth all small and great, rich and poor to receive a charagma that they're not going to be able to buy or sell save you have the mark. So going back onto this article here. So you got this pilot scheme that's going to be implemented. Now this is in Babylon, not England, like we were just speaking about. And this is going to be dealing with the universal basic income. So when you default on your house and you declare as bankrupt out there within the United States because they're increasing their interest rates too, people are going to lose homes, people are going to lose jobs. You had the C-19 wipe out the mom and pop businesses, the big industries now out there now, especially the tech industries. They're reducing their the number of people that they employ. So a lot of people are losing jobs, and it's only going to increase. It's only going to get worse. Matter of fact, when you go into the scripture says that the grinding shall cease. So you got the world right now going from a position where you had all kind of jobs and all kind of different avenues where you can make money. That got shut down with the C-19 thing, and the big tech firms, they're starting to close up shop. So it's going to be a situation where you ain't going to be able to afford food. You ain't going to be able to afford a place to live. You ain't going to have anything. And this is what the elite banking families are setting up for you people out here. You're getting ready to get the proverbial wool taken over you, covering you. You know, I forget how the saying goes. So let's get into this article here. It says guaranteed basic income pilot programs are growing around the country, and community leaders are doing something about it. So what's a guaranteed? What's another way of terming the guaranteed payment? The universal basic income, of which they got a pilot out here within Wales, whereby they are piloting a universal basic income system, so everybody is going to be able to so-called afford things. But this is just your credits that you're going to have on a CHIP. This is a demo of things to come, like I said before. So the guaranteed basic income pilot. So we read that. So if you are living paycheck to paycheck and what could you do with extra cash that came with no conditions attached to it? It says here, and that's where the programmable money comes into it. You ain't going to be able to stack up money within the NWO. You're going to have programmable money, and you're going to have the universal basic income credits come into your CHIP, and they're going to pilot it off as the bank cards and this, that, and the third. But it's going to escalate, especially when you have these plethora of crises, right? Overlap one of each other, and they say, okay, look, we gotta do something about it. Let's implement the CHIP into the UBI along with the CBDCs. Okay, so if you're living paycheck to paycheck, what would you do with the extra cash and the conditions, right? In 2020, a study from the Center of Poverty and Social Policy of Columbia University found that the income guarantees of as little as $250 a month for adults and children can reduce poverty by 40%, and that's why the scripture says he came as a lamb. He presented himself as a lamb speaking about the Red Hebrew Edomite, because all of these programs are going to be termed and positioned to be beneficial unto the people, but the reality of the situation is going to be detrimental unto the people. Right? These people are going to get they're walking into the CHIP. Okay, they're walking into the CHIP because once you become dependent on the universal basic income, what are you gonna do when they switch off the economy? What are you gonna do when there's there's a crisis? What are you gonna do when they say, okay, you've been on the universal basic income, right? Now the global food system is totally done out here. Right, there's no work out here for you to go out there and get a job now. You want to come off the universal basic income because they've closed all of that down, but they're presenting you with a CHIP as the next thing. What are you gonna do if you've been accustomed to the UBI? You're just gonna walk straight into the CHIP. That's how it's gonna be, man. Now pilots are popping up across the country. The movement already has 100 mayors on board. Why? Why are they not really opposing it? Because they're all they're all conglomerate with one another. They're all conglomerate with one another. And they're getting county leaders to join the movement through the country as guaranteed incomes moving towards the CHIP, like I said. So you can check out that article for yourself. This is from USA Today, and you can see the title there, like we just read a second ago, guaranteed basic income. And that's a major step. Remember, this is Babylon we're speaking about here. This is a major step towards the establishing or the MLTB, because on the MLTB, you're going to have your weekly credits come in, the programmable money, and they're going to give you the programmable money, and you're going to be able to participate in activities, which is, so-called life, but you ain't going to own anything. You ain't gonna own anything. You ain't gonna be able to save your universal basic income and be able to stack up cash and build and move on. No. This is what they're gonna call this is gonna be the crumbs coming from the elite's table after they take everything from you. So hopefully that was a verification with that. I must say, all praise unto Yahweh Shai. Bashimu Ko HaKodash, double honors unto the apostles, a great millstone. Honest your brothers to be pushing this truth in sincerity. Shalom.